uh-oh, reality TV
Uh-uh.
king up in here. Look. I was wondering when you came on to the Zoom if you was gonna have your shoes panted in the camera. I'm envious, brother. I am very envious.
Yes, this is the shoe. Let me show you. That's the shoe of the month.
Woo, boy of the month. I only got one for like a week, but it's okay. I'm gonna get there.
Ah! All
Good
good.
morning, brother. I'm Dijon McCain representing Where's the Buzz. Thank you for having me, man, and congratulations, Mr. Producer, Executive, all of that. You got all of the commas now. With the strike going on, brother, and unemployment, and the pandemic and so much is happening. Like, I guess what's your take on the strike, but also how have you been navigating through this season?
The interesting thing about the strike is I know a lot of people in the scripted world, and I support exactly what they're fighting for. And for me, producing unscripted, obviously, we don't have the same situation as my peers in the scripted realm. But I'm praying that they come to a resolution to figure things out because we also love scripted shows and we want to make sure that we also remain entertained. But being an unscripted producer has been super fun, and to create a show like the Love and Marriage franchise and to see how Love and Marriage Detroit is the newest iteration of this franchise we've come to love and support. I'm happy that I'll be able to entertain audiences every Saturday with Love and
Yeah.
Marriage Detroit. Yeah.
Ooh, brother, man, that is huge. Like, still have the show coming out. We know Huntsville was great, DC was great. But why Detroit? I know you are a native there, but aside from being a native, why was it important for you and your team to choose Detroit for Love and Marriage?
Yeah, a part of it definitely was a situation to where I wanted to give my hometown some shine, but I also wanted to make sure that each city I bring to the forefront is a city that has been untapped.
Mm.
When you think about Huntsville, a lot of folks didn't know where Huntsville was at. So
I didn't know where it was at.
yeah, neither did I at the time. So I wanted to continue that effort. Listen, people know about Detroit, they heard about Detroit, but unfortunately, they heard all of the bad things that happened in the city back in the day. So moving now into the year 2023, I wanted to enlighten the audience with the new representation of my hometown. And these three couples, the Thompsons, the Harrises, and the Smiths, they do a wonderful job representing the city, and I'm happy to be in business with them.
Man, it's I've seen a trailer, and just from the trailer, we know it gets a little spicy, but there's also, like you said, there's going to be lessons to be learned. Man, so many questions, but I wanted to ask you specifically as the host of Love and Marriage DC, like, how do you maintain your composure as a host? Now, you have experience. You went to school for mass comm, but
Mm-hmm.
what do you do to maintain composure when things get a little spicy on the show?
I always remind myself that I'm there to be used as a vessel to get these individuals to express themselves without it getting super heated. My job as the host is also to moderate the conversations. So my job is to always say to myself, I'm there to keep things at a level playing field and to keep things level headed. So I always go in thinking that because when you have two opponents going at it, I never want to be in a position to where that's what you're going to see for the next hour. I always want to make sure they got themselves um, to express how they felt, but also bring it back down so that we're able to have a cool head. Because I do feel a cool head, you know, translation to a cool heart, and you're able to have a collective conversation. So, like you said, my studying mass comm in college has afforded me the opportunity to really understand the world of journalism, to understand the world of hosting, and to really be there, like I said, as the moderator to get these conversations to be heard and not screamed all the time.
Yeah. I feel like that was a little prelude to what's to come. Like that was like, hey, it's coming soon.
Absolutely.
So Carlos, being that this isn't your first rodeo, when we're talking about vulnerability and sometimes just like having your issues live and present on the screen, I'm curious to know what's the most unexpected thing that you've learned or experienced through these shows.
The most important thing and interesting thing that I've learned is everybody's relationship is different and everybody's relationship works for them. We all can have an opinion about, girl, you should do that, or bro, you should do that. At the end of the day, each couple's relationship works for them. And what I've learned is you can't inflict your desires or hopes or traditions onto any other couple. And I've learned a lot from these couples in my own relationship. I've learned to make sure that things are being said in a very honest way. I've learned a lot about not interrupting your partner when they're trying to express themselves. You got to be quiet and jot things down on a pad so you can remember the point you're trying to make, but you can't interrupt them. So I've learned that courtesy of Love and Marriage. So when it comes to Love and Marriage Detroit, you're going to see a lot of those struggles with these couples and how they're trying to find their way listening to each other. And sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's something that they're trying to navigate towards.
It takes practice. It takes
Yeah.
practice for sure. Man, I'm excited for the show. What can the fans? I know we had a lot of fans who are excited for. Like, what sets this Detroit? You touched on it a little bit, but what sets this season apart from the other shows? Why should we be excited to watch next Saturday?
You're going to get a lot of the elements of what makes Detroit so popular, which is the music scene, right? When you think about what Berry Gordy did with Motown, right? With Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson and all these wonderful people, you're going to see this new generation try to bring back the Motown sound of this day and age as it relates to R&B and hip hop. You've never seen the music element of a show being brought to this franchise. So you get to see that. You get to see a lot of conversations about spirituality.
Nice.
One of our couples, one of the ladies is a preacher's kid, and her husband is interested in going to divinity school. And that's giving her Yeah, and that's giving her PTSD. So you get to see that. You get to see these worlds being opened up that you haven't seen in Huntsville and DC. And that's what I'm super proud of.
Carlos, brother, congratulations to you, Kingdom Reign. Shout out to Oprah. I'm envious. She got Oprah shouting them out. Ooh. So not only got cool kicks, but got Oprah shouting them out. But I'm more than proud of what you all are creating. And my name is Dijon McCain. I'm looking forward to seeing the season premiere and everything else you all do.
All right. Thanks, John. Nice to meet you, brother.
You too, brother. Yeah, have a good one.
You too.